What's up, guys? Yeah, my name is Nenza, or Nenza. Some of you know me. Canon Shooter on Twitter. So this video is basically about 5 tips I've learned on my journey as a photographer. Basically, a lot of people ask me like, how do you do the things you do? So I'm like, okay, here are 5 simple tips you can do to help improve your photography. Yeah, so the wisecrack guy behind the camera said the sponsor is supposed to come before the video, so I'll shoot in this. The sponsor for today's video is Shutters Network International, a community of photographers that help train you, guide you on your photography journey. They provide you with mentors, classes, hangouts, photo walks, the whole package. So if you subscribe to that platform, I promise you won't regret it. Alright, so tip number 1 is zoom focusing. Yeah, so basically I the camera I use, a Canon 60D. I can't show you because that's what I'm filming on right now. But the autofocus is not very great. So I tend to use manual focus most of the time. And so with that, I learned a technique from Manny Ortiz. So it's from YouTube. So basically on the LCD screen, there's a digital zoom option. So when you zoom in, punch in on the subject, and then you can be able to adjust the focus and make sure the subject is sharp before taking a picture. So by doing that, you ensure there are no blurred parts of the subject and stuff like that. So tip number 2 is looking before shooting. A lot of the times people get to a location or they go for an event, and then the first thing they do is, the camera is already obstructing their whole face. So what I usually do, I get to the location. If I'm there early, fine. But if I'm there late, I still take 1 or 2 minutes to look around, see, okay, what would be interesting to capture. Okay, let's say you go on an outdoor shoot with a model, and then you're there, you probably scouted the location, so fine. But then you still get there, and then you just start shooting straight up. You can't even look at, okay, where can I get the best composition, where's the best angles, where has the softest light, stuff like that. So look first before shooting. Don't cover your whole face with the camera. I know it's one eye you're using, but then when you see with both eyes, you see clearly. And that brings me to I think the 3rd tip, which is using your LCD to shoot. I know people like shooting with the viewfinder, covering their face and all that, but personally I prefer shooting through the live preview. So what that does is that it helps me compose my shot. There's an option to enable grids and everything. So for the higher end cameras like the 5D Mark IV and the rest, you have all the other composition options like the golden spiral and stuff like that. But the most basic one is the rule of thirds. So you see a couple of lines separating the frame. So when you shoot with the live view, those lines help guide you to compose your shot. So for instance, now you take a regular picture and then you cross it with the one you use the live view to shoot. You see the difference, I promise you. Sorry, I have them on my phone because, yeah, okay. So I think number 4 should be shooting with intent. Yeah, that's being deliberate about what you want to do. So, okay, we know there are rules of photography, composition, rule of thirds, stuff like that. Okay, lighting, all these things are rules, but then they are not hard pressed and say, okay, you must follow these rules. Rules are meant to be broken, or rules are meant to guide you. So in a situation where, okay, you are supposed to use the rule of thirds, and then the shot isn't coming out quite like you planned. So what's the rule there for? Do your thing. Do whatever works for you. Okay, typically you're supposed to shoot straight, but then you find out some people shoot lower angles, higher angles, some weird angles that you haven't even thought of before. So the trick is just to get the best shot. That's why I say shoot with intent. Be intentional. Okay, you do things by mistake, but sure, own the mistake. Like, okay, I wasn't supposed to shoot at f-stop 1.8 because of blah, 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 blah. If it works, it works. Run with it. And you find out people start copying you. That's just how this thing works. So for the 5th and final tip, yeah, I believe so. Use props. Props are like basically anything that aids the shot. Like for me personally, I do a lot of product photography, so I understand props and all that. But okay, for instance, look at this video. These things, they are basically props. Like they are not important in the shot, but then they add this aesthetic vibe to the shot. The lights behind you can maybe a red light and a blue light coming from here. All our vibes. It's just props. So things that will help your shot stand out more. Okay, for instance, you're doing a portrait now. There are a lot of flowers in the location. Rather than putting the subject maybe in front of a flower bed and then shooting, why not pluck a flower, put it in front of your lens, create that depth of field, that little out of focus color is coming from the flower, stuff like that. Or you get to a location, let's say you're shooting on top of a bridge now, cars are passing by, there are street lamps and everything. A bridge typically has a straight line, so why not compose your shot towards that straight line? The street lamps can be a prop. Maybe if it's in the night, you can place the subject directly on that one and it looks like halo lights come. Just random things you can do to help improve your shot. So with that, I think I've given you tips. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've given 5 tips to help improve your photography. So with that, I would like to end this video. Remember, my name is Becca Nenza. I go by that name on all social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook, sure. Instagram, Twitter. But on Twitter, my name is That Canon Shooter. So that's basically it. Thank you.